Good morning, Chapel Hill. I'm your host, Kelly Kendall. I'm a media and journalism major at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and I'm an aspiring on-air reporter. In this podcast, I'm going to break down all the latest headlines and news that you need to start your Tar Heel day. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll hear what the new $1 trillion infrastructure bill means for America. Stay with us. On November 15th, President Joe Biden signed a $1 trillion infrastructure bill into law after gaining congressional approval. Reporter Pete Villasmil is in Chapel Hill with more on this story. Pete, how did we get this bill?
Hi, Kelly. So President Biden originally proposed a $2.6 trillion plan in March, which includes funds to update important infrastructure and clean energy sources across the country. The initial plan also subsidizes what the White House is calling human infrastructure, which includes housing, schools, and home and community care. At the time, progressive Democrats criticized the plan for not spending enough on this initiative and proposed a $3.5 trillion budget plan. Republican lawmakers were also not thrilled about the original plan the president offered, highlighting the potentially detrimental effects tax increases needed to pay for such a bill and the deepening national debt could have on the U.S. economy. After months of deliberation, Congress eventually settled on a $1.2 trillion spending package, which passed through the Senate with bipartisan support in July.
So we know a lot of compromise was made to get this bipartisan approval. What kind of changes were made to Biden's original proposal?
Well, of course, the $1.2 trillion is far less than what President Biden originally intended. As is common in politics, you don't always get what you want. Cuts in the bill were made in investments in U.S.-based manufacturing, as well as proposed spending towards renovating public schools and college buildings. Negotiations also led to cuts and proposed raises for workers in child and elder care and upgrading hospitals and federal buildings.
Got it. So where is that spending going in this new approved bill?
So there's a lot of areas this bill is looking to improve, specifically in repairing and upgrading infrastructure across the country. About $73 billion is going towards upgrading the nation's power grid and preparing it to carry renewable energy. We're also seeing $66 billion investments toward improving Amtrak railways. It is important to note that after decades of underinvestment, the railway system has faced a serious maintenance backlog. Funds are also being appropriated towards providing broadband internet across the country, especially in rural areas and Native American communities. Finally, a significant portion of the bill will be spent on a number of environmental projects, including contaminated water systems, combating climate events, and investing in consumer access to electric vehicles.
Sounds like this bill is doing a lot. What is the bigger goal of investing so much into infrastructure?
Well, this bill is not designed to be a traditional economic stimulus plan, in the sense that it also aims to focus on revitalizing long-term economic growth. President Biden has emphasized the competitive advantage the bill hopes to give the U.S. in its interactions with other economic superpowers like China. Upon signing it on the South Lawn of the White House, he also said that the bill will help the United States win the competition of the 21st century.
And only time will tell if it will be able to do that or not. Pete Villasmil reporting from Chapel Hill. Pete, thank you.
Thank you, Kelly.
If you haven't finished your coffee yet, hop over to the show notes to learn more about the show and our reporters. That's all the news for today. Thank you for starting your day with me. Come back next time for all the latest headlines and help me say, Good morning, Chapel Hill.